Hello and welcome back to our Let's Play coverage of Final Fantasy XI. I am your host, Bry, and this is my able-bodied virtual visual aid, Bry. Today we are covering the Gustaberg region, and this has a number of outdoor areas in it, as well as two dungeon areas, which we'll be getting to shortly. Right now we are standing in South Gustaberg, north of Vamp and this is the entrance here to Bastock Markets. Our newbie field, for lack of a better term, in this area is populated by tunnel worms and huge hornets. These are the easy level 1 to level 4 or so creatures in this area, and specifically tuned for people who were just walking out of the gate for the first time. As we get farther away from the gate, the monsters get a little bit tougher. Let me show you the map real quick so you can see what we're seeing today. We have east and west here. In the east we have the shoreline. Down there in the southeast is Morgan Lighthouse. Vamp Hill right here in the center, and you can actually climb up on Vamp Hill and run around it. And over to the west we have the Fumaroles, which have some hot springs. We have two exits into North Gustaberg. Now, they're not actually titled as such, but I'll call them High North Gustaberg and Low North Gustaberg, which you'll see why for a reason. Right now I'm standing right outside Bastock. Over here, the gate goes to Bastock Markets, and we have a second gate into Bastock over closer to the shoreline, which goes to Bastock Mines. If you were in the mines and you rented a chocobo, you would exit the city in that area. But for now, we're off. We have a lot of running to do, so let's get to it. Now, the Gustaberg region, where Bastock is located, was originally populated by the Ffxis, and several hundred years ago, the Galka emigrated from their hometown across their region, where they came from, across the sea, through an underground tunnel. They were basically chased out of their homelands by a beastman race known as the Antikins. Where they ended up isn't that much better, though, because Bastock is heavily pressured by the Quadev, which are a turtle-like race of creatures. I'm running up on one now, you can see them. And the interesting thing about the Quadev is that over their own shells, they wear these metallic shells as part of their armor. And if I were to kill any type of Quadev, they have a chance of actually dropping that as a loot item. I actually have about 5 of them waiting to be sold on a alternate character that handles my auctions. Now we're running further away. We're passing one of the entrances into North Gustaberg, and you see a slightly bigger variety of creatures. We have some walking saplings and some carrion crow type creatures here. However, we still have the tunnel worm creatures and more Quadev. Now the Quadev are pretty much found throughout this region and region to the north, or one of the regions to the north. And while they do not have their home turf isn't in this region, they have actually taken over the mines out of North Gustaberg in defense of their nesting grounds. So they do have a strong presence here. You see that I'm running up on a kind of an elevated rock spire here. As an interesting aside, this is the spawning ground of a notorious monster known as Leaping Lizzie. And Leaping Lizzie is pretty much permanently camped because everybody and their uncle and their dog wants the boots that Leaping Lizzie drops. I myself have killed Leaping Lizzie about, 6-7 times and haven't gotten the boots. Finally I just said the heck with it and bought a pair off the auction house. The ones that Leaping Lizzie drops are not sellable. However, this wasn't always the case, and some pairs of boots that Leaping Lizzie dropped that are sellable still circulate on the market, as well as the fact that you can still get these tradable pair of bounding leaping boots from certain Burning Circle notorious monster battles. Okay, we're approaching the fumaroles here. You can see some hot springs. Over to our north is the second exit into North Gustaberg. That exits into the lower section of North Gustaberg. Now the fumaroles open into the first dungeon area we'll be covering, and I use the term dungeon very loosely. It's my definition here is an area a chocobo won't enter. If you rent a chocobo, they will not enter any dungeon area, which includes where we're going now, being the Dangrif Wadi. That's the name of the zone, Dangrif Wadi. Fumaroles, we have some more hornets, some crab creatures, and goblins populating that area. Show you the map one more time. We're about in D9. Okay, here's Dangrif Wadi. Here we have lots more hot springs and actually some geysers in this area, which are useful in that they will assist you in getting up and down and around in the zone. Now, of course, in real life you don't stand in geysers because you'll quickly kill yourself, but here in game they're elevators of sorts. I can stand on a geyser and it'll pop me right up to the next level. I'll show you this in just a second. Monsters populating Dangrif Wadi. We have, of course, goblins, lizards. There's some rabbit type creatures here. Let me show you the map. It's very maze-like. One thing of note is that there are some concealed tunnels and chambers in this area. You can see right here we have a hallway type structure that looks to be grayed out. This isn't the only one. There are others. There are some interesting things to see and do here in Dangrif Wadi. But for the purposes of our whirlwind tour, we'll be just basically just getting a look at the area and then moving along. There's a geyser. I'll show you how this works. Stand on geyser. And up. Hilarious, isn't it? But moving on, we have more to see and more to do. Now, just to conserve taping, I will cut out to the exit back to where we entered from, so you don't have to see me running again.